I had a box show up today, and it's from the folks at Trainworld. And these are some model railroading items that I recently purchased. But I purchased these items not only because they were things I wanted, but also because Trainworld was doing a Thanksgiving special where customers could get 10% off of any order of $100 or more. So I figured what a better time than now to place an order from them. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box, show you what all I got. And some of these items I'm not going to look at too closely just because I'm going to have dedicated reviews on them in the coming weeks. So you'll get a more in-depth look at them when those videos are out. So here's everything that I ordered, and to start with, I got an MRC Prodigy Wi-Fi adapter. This is for my DCC system. Also got some metal wheels for a Bachmann big hauler tanker I got. I want to swap out the plastic ones that are on it. Underneath here, this is an LGB Railer. I'll show you guys that in a second. I got one of these Bachmann N-scale troublesome trucks. I know the new N-scale line from Bachmann's been quite talked about this year. And also two large-scale Thomas & Friends tankers. But I think we'll go ahead and look at those first. So here's both tankers, and I'll show the raspberry syrup tanker first. And I know these are going to be a little hard to see in the box, but I really don't want to take them out until I do the review on them. But I was really happy to get this model because it's been discontinued since I believe 2017. And I'd assume as time goes on, these are only going to become more scarce, so I was really fortunate to pick one up while I still could. But you can see it's in the older style packaging, and if I just turn the box around here, we can see what else Bachmann was offering at the time. I actually noticed here we got the Tidmouth milk tanker and the oil tanker. Those models have been discontinued for a while now, so, I mean, yeah, this goes back a few years. But yeah, that's the raspberry syrup tanker, but also got the toffee tanker here. Now, this was one of 3 mediocre tanker recolors that Bachmann did back in 2018. And, I mean, large scale had pretty much been getting the short end of the stick since 2015. And what few good announcements were in large scale were not really anything to get too excited about. Thankfully, in 2020, Diesel got announced, and he was pretty much the saving grace for the range. But out of the 3 tanker recolors Bachmann did, being the toffee tanker, the chocolate syrup tanker, and the water tanker, this one was the most appealing to me, mainly just because I like the color of it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a toffee tanker, just the way it looks. I kind of think of it like a nuclear waste tanker because it's in like hazmat colors. But yeah, I mean, I quite like this actually. The next thing I got is this MRC Prodigy Wi-Fi adapter, and I purchased this to use with my Prodigy Elite DCC system. And what this does is it basically gives you the option to control your trains wirelessly, hence the whole Wi-Fi thing. But I'll go ahead and get it out of the box and show it to you. So this is what the Wi-Fi module looks like. And you can see here it's a small unit, pretty lightweight, although it does come with a hefty price. This is definitely not just a piece of plastic. But you get the module here, you also get a cable for it and mounting screws, and there's also some paperwork here in regards to setting the system up and getting it to work. But basically you take that module and plug it into the DCC system here, and then once that's done and set up, you can control your trains with either a phone or tablet. And unlike the handset that came with the unit that has to be plugged in, once you have the Wi-Fi adapter, this system becomes wireless. Now I am going to do another video looking at these 2 units as well, so you'll get a more in-depth look at things when that video is up. The next thing I want to show is this LGB Railer. And this is supposed to make it easier to put your trains on the tracks, because rather than setting the model down on the track and then aligning all the wheels, you basically just slide the entire model down this ramp and the wheels go on the track when it reaches the end here. But I think I'll go ahead and show you guys how this works. Alright, I put down some track here, and I got one of my G-scale hopper cars, and I'm just going to take the railer, set it on the track here, and then go ahead and just run the hopper car down this ramp, and the wheels should line up themselves. And it looks to me like all the wheels are on. Here I'm just doing it from another angle, and you can see that all the wheels are going on. Everything's lining up, and the hopper car is on the tracks. And this does work for locomotives too. I got my Pierwich streetcar here, and just again slide it down the ramp, and all the wheels line up on the tracks and ready to go. So I think this is something well worth having around, but I will admit at first I did think it was a little ridiculous to pay $22 for a piece of plastic, but I think in time this would pay for itself, because you'd definitely be saving yourself the trouble of trying to put the trains on the track normally and get all the wheels lined up. And I mean, the smaller the scale, the harder it is. So I'd recommend that, you know, whether you're in G scale or any other scale, I think it's well worth going out and picking one of these up for yourself. Before I move on, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to the YouTuber Jim Zim, because he actually recommended these two things to me. And if you've been watching my videos, you may remember that earlier this year I purchased this Bachmann wireless easy command Dynamis DCC system because I wanted to convert all my large scale models to DCC. Unfortunately, this didn't work out for me, because in order to get this system to work with large scale, I had to go out and buy about another $600 to $800 worth of equipment, and this just turned into be a money pit. And after I decided to abandon that idea, I got in contact with Jim and I asked him what he used on his large scale trains, and he said that he used this MRC system. He gave me some information on it, told me a little bit of how it worked, and even provided me links to where I could find these for a reasonable price. And the crazy thing is, I actually recently sold that Dynamis system. I got more money for that than what it cost me for everything here. So again, I was really appreciative that Jim actually took the time to talk to me and explain some things and recommend this MRC system to me. Now, as for this railer, Jim actually featured this in one of his recent videos and said it was a must-have if you were going to be putting large-scale trains on the track quite often. And granted, I think this is an indisposable item as well. Real quick, here are the wheels I purchased, and they're just metal wheels that I got to replace the plastic ones that are on a piece of big hauler rolling stock that I have. And I prefer metal wheels on my railroad just because there's more weight to these. They don't seem to hold the dirt as much, and I just think they perform better than plastic ones. But not really anything else to say about these, so we'll go ahead and look at the last thing that I have. Alright, so this is the Bachmann N-Scale Troublesome Truck number 1, and like I said before, I got this as a Christmas present for a friend of mine, and I'll actually be doing a custom with this. And I know a lot of people have been really excited to finally see this range be released to the market this year, but at the same time, I know there's some that have been very critical over this range. The most common complaint I've seen is people whining and bawling that Bachmann didn't make these models in scale with Tomix, which, to be honest with you, I think Bachmann made the right move. Because the one problem with the Tomix range is that you could not go out and buy existing British N-scale rolling stock without it looking out of place amongst the Tomix models. I think Bachmann opened themselves up to a wider market by making their range in scale with true British N-scale. And this is the only piece I'll be looking at that Bachmann did, and I'd recommend if you want to see more of these models, head over to the YouTuber Extreme Trains' channel, because he's actually done a review on these troublesome trucks and the Annie and Clarabelle, and I know he plans on doing a review on the Toms and Percy models when they're out. So again, head over to his channel if you want to see more content like that. But there's one comparison I want to do right now, because the opportunity is right in front of me. Alright, here we are, the Bachmann N-Scale Troublesome Truck next to the Bachmann Large Scale Troublesome Truck. And this little guy is so cute. I mean, look how tiny he is. So here's another look at everything I got from Trainworld. Quite an impressive haul, but wait until you see what I paid for everything. So this is my invoice from Trainworld, and you can see basically what I paid for everything. About $20 each on the troublesome truck and the wheels, then about $60 each on the tankers, about $22 on the Railer, about $90 on the Wi-Fi module, and then Trainworld gave me a $25 discount with the 10% off Thanksgiving special they had. And in all, by the time I had shipping, about $260. Ouch. So that's going to be it for this unboxing video. And as I mentioned before, I will be doing a separate review on these tankers, as well as a separate video on this MRC Prodigy Elite DCC system. So keep a watch out for those. But before I head off, real quick, again, I want to thank the YouTuber Jim Zim for his help with my little DCC dilemma, and I'll be sure to leave a link to his channel in the video description. Also, I want to thank the folks at Trainworld for all this great stuff, and I'll be sure to leave a link to their website as well. And I'd strongly suggest that if you ever want to get into large-scale trains or just model railroading in general, definitely check out their website before you do so, because they got some of the most reasonable prices I've seen on model trains. But anyways, that's going to be it for now. Take care, everyone. I'll catch you on the next video.